Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
What's a story or memory that you can share that would show us who at least one of or all of them are?
I don't know if there's a particular story, but I do want to say we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Dwayne's not perfect. My children are not perfect. And that's okay. And I think that many people growing up in this day and age and young mothers and parents are looking for like perfection and like these perfect pictures and posting and all that stuff. And somebody once told me that it's like, I want to see you more messy. I was like, what do you mean more messy? And actually that was Keone Lee too. He's like, because you look so perfect from the outside. I'm like, oh my God, it's nowhere near perfect, and his challenge to me was be messy. And which is a reminder to me that we need to share like the messy parts of life too. That's important as well, right? And so I think all of my kids are messy. They're all going through their own challenges. They all have different opportunities. I think that two things that Dwayne and I wanted for each of them was for them to love the ocean. That was really important with my fishing legacy and his ocean legacy, that they love the ocean. The second thing was that they speak their language. They all went to immersion school and learned their language and had that opportunity. But we try to model, right, the behavior that we want them to see. So they are all stewards of this land and all of the work they do. Pua, Akamai, I mean, she's most relevant in my mind right now because she just graduated. And so we've put a lot of obviously a lot of space and attention has been paid to her. And I fly out on Monday to check her into college. And so it's like a transition period in her life. And, she grew up going to the beach and dad always saying, like, you leave the beach nicer than when you came. Right. And now that she's on tour for surfing, she's decided to take that on a global scale. And so she's right now on her Instagram has like a live fundraiser for Surfers Not Street Children, which is a South African organization, because she just had a tour event in South Africa. But that was her manifestation or her iteration of dad telling her, you always leave that beach better than when you come. And if you see a problem, you're responsible for that problem. You have to contribute to the solution. And so that's the neatest part about being a parent, is watching the kids express the values of our family in ways that are meaningful to them or important to them. Kala spending a week on Molokai with Uncle Mac Poi Poi was huge for him. And it's so funny, the things that he learned. He's like, did I get set up? I did a lot of building fence. We're like, yeah, that's how. Like, what's that? Like, you're going to work. He's like, how can only hold the bucket when we fished? And I was like, yep. It's makahana kaike, right? And so he had that privilege to learn that.
The Karate Kid kind.
Totally wax on, wax off kind. And he was just like, what? Yeah. Because kids are so used to having access to information, right? Or my 4-year-old being like, Dad, I'm going to cut your hair today. And, just the autonomy that they take in expressing their kuleana and their creativity in different ways, I think is super brilliant. My son just left yesterday for Hokulea, and he left on the day it was my younger son, Hokuvelo's birthday. But Hokuvelo turned 13. His name is Hokuvelo Akiale Kahiki, which means the shooting star that guides our pathway to Tahiti. And Dwayne and I are spending a lot of time in Makua on the west side. And Dwayne was on the board of Malama Makua at the time. But we would always see shooting stars, so that's where he got his name. And Keale Kahiki is a channel that connects Hawaii to Tahiti, our ancestral channel, or our ancestral pathway back to Tahiti. And so it was his birthday, and the year he was born, Dwayne got invited on his first sail on Hokulea on the worldwide voyage. And so it's 13 years since Dwayne's been voyaging. This year, Dwayne blessed a new canoe for the Waianae community for Keiki to sail on and to learn and to prepare to go on Hokulea. So that legacy is manifesting. And then on the week of his birthday, his oldest brother got invited on his first journey. And he's in Vancouver on leg 6 of the journey now. And so it's those types of things, right, when things come together. I mean, the story behind our canoe kumau at Nakamakai starts with like a marital fight, right? Where Dwayne's like, I'm buying a canoe. And I'm like, there's no fucking way we can afford a canoe right now. And I'm like, it's broken and I can't even take it in the water. But he could see the island, right? Like navigators do. He could see what was way ahead of anything that I could see. I didn't have that vision or ability to see the vision. And was persistent. And finally the canoe, launched this year in the water. And 900 kids alone this summer were sailing on that canoe. And so the impact is there, right? It's crazy how these things start. But that's what I feel like our life is, like all these little circles and energy just intersecting with each other. And yeah, I'm proud of my kids.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.